In this solo episode, I want to talk about blueprints. Not just the ones we unroll on a job site, but the ones we quietly carry for our souls. Just like no sane contractor pours concrete without a drawing set, no man builds a healthy life by winging it. On building life, we always come back to one simple idea. The same tools that build strong structures can help you rebuild your inner life. So today, I want to walk you through what it means to create a spiritual blueprint, a plan for your inner visualization, affirmations, and vision boarding the same way we use drawings, specs, and checklists. And along the way, I'm going to hammer on one simple principle that saved my ass more than once, both on site and in my spirit. Measure twice, cut once, especially when it comes to the goals you set for healing and your future. Welcome to Building Life, where construction meets consciousness. On a construction site, we all know what happens when you build without a plan. Walls don't line up, doors don't swing, and you spend more money fixing mistakes than you would have spent if you just did it right the first time. The blueprint isn't just a pretty drawing, it's the agreement between vision and reality, between the architect's idea and the trade's execution. Your spiritual life is no different. If you don't decide what you're building, what kind of man you want to become, what kind of peace you want to live in, you default to whatever chaos you were handed. Trauma, addiction, fear, isolation. A spiritual blueprint is you finally saying, I'm not just reacting anymore, I'm designing. For the guys listening who hate woo-woo language, let me put it in job site terms. A spiritual blueprint is a clear picture of your finished building, the kind of life and man you're aiming at, a realistic layout of your current site conditions, where you're actually at with your mental health, habits, relationships, and faith, a step-by-step plan to bridge that gap in a way that can handle weather, setbacks, and real stress. We're not talking about pretending the pain isn't there. We're talking about using the same discipline that keeps a structure plumb and square to keep your soul honest and aligned. Before anything gets built, somebody walks the site. You stand there with the drawings, you look at the land, you imagine, okay, here's the front door, here's the driveway, here's where the sun hits at 4 p.m. In your mind, you walk through something that doesn't exist yet, but you can already feel it. That's visualization. The research on visualization is actually pretty simple. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between an experience you live and an experience you vividly imagine. When you repeatedly picture yourself living in a healthier body, a calmer nervous system, a stable marriage, or a spiritual routine, you're training your mind and nervous system to expect that future and to look for ways to build it. Here's a practical visualization site walk you can try. Set your location. Sit somewhere quiet, maybe in your truck before you head home, or in the corner of your house before everyone wakes up. Close your eyes and imagine your life 3 years from now as if it's already built. Walk the rooms. Picture specific scenes. You waking up rested, not hungover or anxious. You having a real conversation with your partner, not just grunts between shifts. You handling stress without blowing up or shutting down. You doing whatever spiritual looks like for you. Prayer, meditation, time in nature, ceremony, scripture, or just quiet reflection. Use all 5 senses. What do you see, hear, smell, and feel in that future life? The more sensory detail you add, the deeper it lands in your nervous system. Is it the smell of coffee in a calm kitchen instead of the smell of stale beer in your truck? Is it the sound of your kids laughing instead of you yelling? Now name how it feels in your body. Do you feel grounded, light, safe, connected? Put a word to it. That word becomes a part of your spiritual blueprint, like a note on a drawing. Visualization is not sitting on the couch fantasizing while life falls apart. It's a mental rehearsal the same way you mentally plan a complex lift or a tricky sequence before you ever start the task. On a set of construction drawings, you've got plans, elevations, sections. You see the building from different angles so everybody is crystal clear on what we're building. A vision board is just a spiritual elevation drawing, your future life pinned up where you can't ignore it. A vision board is an intentional arrangement of images, phrases, and symbols that represent your desired future. And it works not because the universe is your vending machine, but because your brain pays attention to what you put in front of it over and over again. Here's how to build a job site ready vision board without making it cheesy. Pick your project. Choose one area for this board: your health, your sobriety, your marriage, or your spiritual life. Too many projects on one board is like 12 buildings on one set. No one knows what's happening. Choose images that hit you in the gut. Grab pictures that make you feel something. A strong, healthy body, a man sitting in quiet prayer, a father playing with his kids, a cabin in nature, a smudge bowl, a Bible, a gym. Whatever matches your vision. Don't pick what looks good on Instagram. Pick what feels true in your chest. Add short, specific phrases. These are like notes on a drawing. I wake up clear-headed and rested. I talk honestly with my partner. I take 10 minutes every morning for quiet with the Creator. I handle stress without numbing out. Post it where you can't miss it. This is your spiritual drawing set. Put it in your locker, by your bed, in your closet, in your truck visor. Somewhere you'll see it every day. Every glance is like a little toolbox check for your soul. Am I building this, or am I drifting? Vision boards, when done right, keep your goals front and center and reinforce them through both visual and verbal cues. Instead of your phone feeding you random garbage all day, your board quietly reminds you of the man you said you wanted to become. On a blueprint, the lines don't tell the whole story. You've got callouts: fire-rated wall, load-bearing, slope to drain. Those notes change how everybody treats that part of the build. Affirmations are the notes on your spiritual drawings. They're short, believable statements that you repeat to reframe how you see yourself and what you expect from your life. Psychology-backed work on affirmations say they help shift unhelpful thought patterns when they're specific, present tense, and emotionally connected. The key is they need to be believable enough that your brain doesn't instantly call bullshit. For example, instead of "I am a perfect spiritual master," which your nervous system immediately laughs at, try "I show up for myself every day with honesty. I am learning to feel my emotions without numbing out. I'm building a life where I can be both strong and gentle. I am a man who repairs what he's broken when I can." Tie each affirmation to something on your vision board. If you've got an image of you sitting in quiet reflection, your affirmation might be, "I make space every day to connect with something bigger than myself." If you've got a picture of a healthy, grounded man, your affirmation might be, "I care for my body like it's the foundation of my spiritual house." Then, when you look at the board, don't just glance and walk away. Take 30 to 60 seconds to repeat one or two affirmations and briefly visualize what it feels like when they're true. That creates a loop between image, words, and emotion that actually motivates action instead of vague wishing. Now, let's talk about measure twice, cut once on your spiritual path. On the job site, measuring twice is about humility. It's saying, I'm not so cocky that I won't double check before I slice this material and cost the company thousands. In life, we often skip this step. We set wild, vague goals with no check-in and then beat ourselves up when we fail. Measuring twice in goal setting means slowing down before you commit and asking the hard questions. Is this goal actually mine? Are you building the life you want or the life someone else expects? Your old man, your crew, your culture, your social media feed. On a spiritual level, do you actually want that practice, or are you just copying what you think a good man should do? Is this goal specific enough to build? Be healthier is like build a building. It means nothing. Walk 20 minutes after work 4 days a week is something you can frame into your schedule. Be more spiritual is vague. Take 5 minutes of quiet in my truck before I start the day to breathe, pray, or reflect is a wall you can actually lay out. Have I considered the sight conditions? What stress, trauma, responsibilities, and limitations are already on your plate? A good blueprint accounts for soil conditions, weather, and loads. In your life, that means acknowledging your nervous system, your addictions, your family dynamics, your shift work. What are the failure modes and how will I bulletproof this? Some planners talk about visualizing what might go wrong in advance so you can design around it. You can ask, where do I usually fall off? Is it when you're tired, lonely, angry, bored? Then you design supports, alarms, accountability, changing your environment, replacing a numbing habit with a healthier one. Does this goal honor both strength and healing? A lot of men in construction overbuild one side. Physical toughness, making money, pushing harder. But if your spiritual blueprint doesn't include rest, connection, and honest processing of pain, you're building a beautiful facade on a cracked foundation. Measuring twice is not about overthinking. It's about respecting your time, your energy, and your heart with enough to plan with care. When you set goals for your spiritual life, ask yourself, if this was a drawing set, would I trust it enough to build a multi-million-dollar structure on it? If not, revise. I want to leave you with a simple daily blueprint check you can run in under 10 minutes. Think of it like your daily safety meeting, but for your inner world. Step 1, glance at the drawings. Look at your vision board, or if you don't have one yet, a single image that represents the life you're building. Let your eyes linger on one scene that hits you emotionally. Step 2, read the notes. Speak 1 or 2 affirmations out loud. Even if you don't fully believe them yet, keep them short and grounded, like, I'm learning how to show up for my own healing, or I handle stress with honesty instead of numbing out. Step 3, walk the site. Close your eyes and visualize yourself moving through one moment in your day as the man on that board. You walking onto site grounded instead of frantic. You having a hard conversation calmly. You choosing a healthier coping mechanism instead of the old one. Step 4, choose one cut. Ask, what's one small action I can actually take today that aligns with this blueprint? Not 10 actions, not a full renovation, one cut. A phone call, an apology, a walk, a prayer, journalizing, saying no to something that drains you. Run that process daily and you're not just dreaming, you're building. Brick by brick, habit by habit, conversation by conversation. As we wrap this episode of Building Life, where construction meets consciousness, I want to remind you, nobody hands you a spiritual blueprint for free. Most of us were given half-finished drawings, broken examples, and a lot of silence. But you have the power to stop building on accident and start designing on purpose. Use visualization to walk through the life you want before it exists. Use vision boards to keep your heart focused on the structure you're actually trying to build. Use affirmations as the notes that remind you who you're becoming especially on days you feel like you're falling apart. And above all, measure twice in your goal setting. Slow down, get honest, and design goals that respect your story and your limits. I'm AC Strong, and I'm honored to be on this journey with you. I don't have all the answers, but I got a toolbox full of construction wisdom and a heart ready to learn. And together, we can build strong, heal deep. If this episode landed for you, share it with a brother on the tools who might need a new set of blueprints for his spiritual life. Until next time, grab your tools, physical or spiritual, and let's get to work. See you on the job site.